What's up and happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talking Sports with TC. And tonight, I want to talk about the ending of the fiasco that occurred in Madison, Wisconsin between Wisconsin Badgers and Michigan Wolverines. As many of you seen yesterday, the ending of that game was just completely chaotic. Michigan head coach Juwan Howard lost his cool where he put his hands on the Wisconsin assistant coach. This after Wisconsin head coach Greg Gard called a timeout with 10 seconds left in the second half when the game was completely out of reach. Wisconsin ultimately won that game, but Howard thought that Gard calling the timeout was disrespectful. So to refresh everyone's memory in terms of what happened, at the conclusion of the game, Howard goes up to Greg Gard, and Gard just puts his hands on him. Now, immediately, Juwan Howard lost his cool, which I get it. It's, the end of the game. You lost the game. You thought that what he did was disrespectful, and at the heat of the moment, you just overreacted. But what happened after that, as many of you saw, was just indefensible. I don't care how much you're passionate about a certain thing when it comes to the game. I don't care how much you are upset or angry. Regardless of what the circumstances are, you do not put your hand on another person. You don't slap another person because you lost your cool. That's just certainly unacceptable. Juwan Howard has to show much more composure, much more leadership, and a better example, not only for the kids in this program, but also for the University of Michigan as a whole. There's been talk the last 24 hours about him possibly being suspended for the rest of the season. Some pundits have suggested that occur. Others suggested that the regular season suspension, there's like 5 games left after this one yesterday, that he gets suspended for the remainder of the regular season, but he is still able to coach in the postseason tournaments for the Big Ten, and if the Wolverines make it to the NCAA tournament. This is my take on this. I think that Juwan Howard should be suspended for the rest of the regular season. Postseason, I'm not sure if they should suspend him for that, but there's going to be massive repercussions, not only for Juwan Howard, but for all parties involved in this fracas that happened yesterday. So, given the fact that Juwan Howard lost his cool, and he did not represent the university to the best of his ability, it pains me to do this week, but Juwan Howard will get this week's Shit Stain of the Week award. Sorry I had to do it to you, bro, but you had to set a better example for the kids in the university, and you did not do that. I don't care how competitive you are. I don't care how fiery you are. You have to show better composure and better restraint when you're in a situation like that. And then on top of that, why get upset when someone calls a timeout with 10 seconds left? I understand you want to talk about, people want to talk about the integrity of the game and sportsmanship and everything else, but it comes down to this. If you didn't want that situation to happen, you should have kept the game close, or you should just won the game. It's just that plain and simple. I just don't like it when people say, oh, we're getting blown out. You should have a lot more respect for your opponent. In the words of Jamie Johnson, Hall of Fame coach for the Cowboys, a former coach for the University of Miami, he famously said that he's going to continue to put the dogs on him until the clock strikes 0. That was a famous or infamous, if you will, depending on your view, a situation that happened with the University of Notre Dame in the mid-'80s, to where Jerry Faust was coaching his final game, and Miami just blew their asses out by a large margin, and people want to question sportsmanship. Look, I understand that, people want to look at it from a sportsmanship perspective, but the bottom line is you have to stop the other team from scoring at will, number one. And if you don't want to get your ass kicked in a game like that, you got to play harder, you got to play better. Now, yes, Greg Gard does deserve a little bit of flack for calling the timeout with 10 seconds left. But I don't blame him for doing that, because he was trying to, somehow fit into the strategic aspect of the game, whatever that was. Well, that we don't know at this point. But the bottom line is Juwan Howard lost his cool. He should have handled it better, and he did not. Well, fans, that concludes another edition of Talking Sports with TC. Fans of the show, make sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and be sure to add your comments and let your voices and comments be heard. Once again, enjoy your marvelous Monday evening. Take care, and God bless.